Crystal Palace chairman explains why Marc Guehi transfer to Liverpool was scrapped. Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi was on the verge of joining Liverpool on transfer deadline day before the move collapsed at the 11th hour. Marc Guehi's move to Liverpool collapsed on transfer deadline day. Crystal Palace chairman Steve Parish has revealed the club's historic European campaign was behind the decision to block Marc Guehi's proposed transfer to Liverpool on deadline day. The Reds had reached an agreement worth $47 million with Palace for the England international defender. Guehi was granted permission to complete his medical in London on September 1st. But the Eagles' efforts to bring in a replacement collapsed when Brighton's Igor Julio opted for a loan switch to West Ham instead of Selhurst Park. Reports at the time suggested manager Oliver Glasner, keen to retain his captain, had threatened to resign if the defender departed South London. The Anfield switch was subsequently scrapped, with Liverpool now anticipated to make a fresh approach next summer when the 25-year-old will be available on a free transfer. Parish has now confirmed the FA Cup winner's debut European venture was the decisive factor in retaining Guehi, who can negotiate a pre-contract agreement with overseas clubs from January 1st. "It's a difficult decision," Parish told TalkSport. "It's as simple as that these things are never black and white. I decided in the end that, based on the advice that I got and with what I think, that we would have a better season if we kept Marc. We don't guess about these things. If you look at it rationally, if you look at what is worth the place in the Premier League, the fact that we're in the Conference League for the first time in our history, this is a fairly unusual set of circumstances in which to keep a player. If we were fighting between the difference of 10th and 14th, if that was going to be the difference between keeping Marc and letting Marc go, then probably we would have said, right, we should take the money." Guehi has since been linked with the likes of Barcelona and spoke on his future while on international duty last week. When questioned about the significance of sorting out his personal future, Guehi responded, "For me, it doesn't matter," adding, "As long as I'm playing well for Palace, there is an opportunity for me to be here. Whether it's sorted or not, it doesn't matter for me. Personally, I don't know if I can think that far ahead. I like to just take it step by step, and that is just focusing on the games that I have at Palace and any upcoming opportunities one have here." Top 10 highest paid Liverpool players. Liverpool's wage bill is packed with global stars and rising talents, reflecting the club's ambition under Fenway Sports Group in the last several years. Along the way to winning the Premier League, FSG negotiated new deals for Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, which drastically increased the club's wage bill. Of course, Liverpool bid farewell to Trent Alexander-Arnold after the Scouser opted to move to Real Madrid for free, so his massive wages were removed from the club's expenses. That said, signing Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, and, of course, Alexander Isak added even more to the weekly expenditure. From Salah's record-breaking deal to big-money contracts for new arrivals, here are the top 10 highest-paid players at Anfield in 2025-26. 10. Ryan Gravenberch, £7,800,000 per year. Dutch midfielder Ryan Gravenberch earns £150,000 per week. At just 23 years old, his contract was signed in 2023 and runs until 2028, putting him on the same financial tier as Mac Allister and Chiesa. Gravenberch's athleticism and technical ability make him a central piece in Liverpool's long-term midfield evolution, with a contract worth £23 million in gross terms. 9. Federico Chiesa, £7,800,000 per year. Italy international Federico Chiesa matches Gravenberch and Alexis Mac Allister's salary with £150,000 per week. Signed in 2024, Chiesa's contract runs until 2028, and his versatility across the forward line makes him a key part of Liverpool's attacking depth. With a gross contract value of around £23 million, his salary is a reflection of both his pedigree and his ability to deliver in big matches. 8. Alexis Mac Allister, £7,800,000 per year. World Cup winner Alexis Mac Allister earns £150,000 per week, with his deal set to run until 2028. The Argentine midfielder has become a pivotal figure in Arne Slot's midfield, combining technical quality with tactical intelligence. Signed in 2023, his contract value totals over £23 million, a figure that underlines his importance to Liverpool's rebuild in the post-Jurgen Klopp era. 7. Andy Robertson, £8,320,000 per year. Liverpool's vice-captain and long-serving left-back Andy Robertson earns £160,000 per week, making him one of the highest-paid defenders in the squad. At 31 years old, Robertson's contract runs until 2026, meaning he has one more season before the club must make a big decision on his future. His relentless energy, leadership, and consistency justify his wage bill, and he remains a vital figure both on and off the pitch. 6. Hugo Ekitike. £10,400,000 per year. The French forward, signed from Eintracht Frankfurt, is one of Liverpool's rising stars. At just 23 years old, Ekitike is tied down on a long-term deal until June 2031 with wages of £200,000 per week. His inclusion in the top 10 highlights how Liverpool are willing to invest heavily in young attacking talent with long-term potential. His total gross contract value is projected at over £62 million, showing the scale of faith the club has in him. 5. Florian Wirtz. £10,400,000 per year. Germany international Florian Wirtz is another young star who earns £200,000 per week. Signed in July 2025, his deal runs until June 2030, giving Liverpool a long window to build around his creativity. Wirtz is seen as a generational attacking midfielder, and his salary reflects both his current ability and his long-term potential. With a gross remaining contract value of £52 million, he is one of the most expensive midfielders Liverpool have ever committed to. 4. Cody Gakpo. £13 million per year. Cody Gakpo, the Dutch forward, earns an estimated £250,000 per week, putting him 10th on Liverpool's list of top earners. Since arriving from PSV, Gakpo has become a versatile option across the front line, capable of playing as a winger, central striker, or attacking midfielder. His contract runs until June 2026, making the coming seasons crucial as Liverpool decide whether to extend or cash in on him. With a gross salary of £13 million per year, he is comfortably among the top earners at Anfield. 3. Alexander Isak. £14,560,000 per year. Liverpool broke the bank to sign Swedish striker Alexander Isak in 2025, and his salary reflects his marquee status. He earns a massive £280,000 per week, placing him among the very top earners at the club. Isak's contract runs until 2031, with a staggering gross contract value of £87 million, the single largest financial commitment Liverpool currently have to a player. His wages underline the club's ambition to add world-class firepower to their attack. 2. Virgil van Dijk. £18,200,000 per year. Captain Virgil van Dijk remains the defensive cornerstone of Liverpool and is rewarded accordingly. He earns £350,000 per week, making him the second highest paid player at the club. At 34 years old, Van Dijk's contract runs until 2027, giving him 2 more seasons as the leader of the squad. With a gross contract value of over £36 million, Liverpool have invested heavily in their skipper, who continues to set the standard in both performance and leadership. 1. Mohamed Salah. £20,800,000 per year. Unsurprisingly, Mohamed Salah tops Liverpool's wage list. The Egyptian king earns a colossal £400,000 per week, cementing his status as the club's highest-paid player. His contract, signed in 2025, runs until 2027, worth an overall £41 million gross. At 33 years old, Salah remains Liverpool's most marketable and influential star, and his salary reflects both his legendary contributions and his continued value to the team. Liverpool's wage bill reflects a mix of established world-class stars like Salah and Van Dijk, alongside younger talents such as Isak, Wirtz, and Ekitike, who represent the club's future. The club's top 10 earners highlight the balance between rewarding experience and investing in the next generation of Anfield superstars. Liverpool transfer news amid Marc Guehi January boost and $67 million star offered. Liverpool transfer news as the Reds may have just been handed a major boost to its chances of signing Marc Guehi, while another potential target is being offered around Europe. Marc Guehi in training with England. Liverpool will have its sights set on returning to winning ways when its players return from international duty, but the Reds may also have an eye on the January transfer window. Arne Slot's side will be aiming to bring its 3-game losing streak to an end when it takes on Manchester United next weekend. The Liverpool boss will be hoping there are no more injury scares before then. Ibrahima Konate's early return from France is already a concern for Slot, and it might just convince him that he'll need to find another defender when the January window opens. There's some good news for him regarding Marc Guehi on that front. Here is the Liverpool.com verdict on the transfer gossip to emerge around the Reds today. Marc Guehi, Crystal Palace. Liverpool may have been handed a boost in its hopes of signing Marc Guehi, with Football Insider claiming Crystal Palace may have found a replacement for the England international. It's reported that the Eagles have set their sights on West Ham defender Max Kilman ahead of the January window. The 28-year-old is under contract until 2031 though, which could make things trickier. Nevertheless, Palace is said to be exploring the market for alternatives to Guehi should he leave in January. Liverpool boss Arne Slot has hinted his side won't be looking to do business in the new year, although interest from the likes of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid could force a change in approach. Liverpool.com says, hopefully Palace is planning on getting a new defender in January. If it is, that should hopefully raise the chances of Liverpool going in for Guehi again. Although the plan seems to be to wait until the summer when he becomes a free agent, the Reds should just take the plunge in January. That will prevent him negotiating a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club, and it could make a huge difference on Liverpool's season. Malik Fofana, Lyon. Malik Fofana's representatives are offering their client around as they look to secure a big move for the Lyon winger next summer, with Liverpool and Chelsea likely to be in the mix, according to Caught Offside. It's claimed that Lyon will not be able to hold on to Fofana for much longer, with his agent having suggested recently that he belongs at a club like Liverpool. As such, it's suggested that Lyon may have been made aware that the 20-year-old plans to move on. Belgium's Malik Fofana during an open training session. Although Chelsea is touted as a potential destination, the Blues are said not to view Fofana as a priority target. Reports elsewhere have suggested Lyon has placed a price tag of around $67 million on him. Liverpool issues Ibrahima Konate's statement after France injury withdrawal. Both France and Liverpool confirmed that defender Ibrahima Konate has withdrawn from the France squad with a right quadriceps injury and returned to Merseyside for treatment. Ibrahima Konate returned to Liverpool after international injury issues. Liverpool has confirmed that Ibrahima Konate has returned to Merseyside after being forced to withdraw from the France squad due to injury. On Friday, the French national team announced Konate had suffered a setback with a right quadriceps issue, ruling him out of their upcoming World Cup qualifying match in Reykjavik. He had already missed France's 3-0 win over Azerbaijan earlier in the week, with Arsenal defender William Saliba, who he roasted just days before, stepping in to start in his place. Outside of Konate, France will also be without top stars Kylian Mbappe, Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele, and Ryan Cherki, who also saw a leg injury and was replaced by Liverpool's Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool echoed the statement early Saturday morning, which was published on the club's official website. The Liverpool centre-back missed Les Blues' win over Azerbaijan on Friday, and it has now been announced that he is not available for their next match in Reykjavik. The news comes after France's team doctors confirmed that the 26-year-old had been dealing with discomfort since joining the squad. Their statement read, "Injured in the right quadriceps during his last match with Liverpool, Ibrahima Konate has followed a treatment and protocol since his arrival this Monday, but will not be able to take his place against Iceland." France manager Didier Deschamps confirmed that Konate has been released back to his club, and Marseille's Benjamin Pavard has been called up as his replacement. Konate first sustained the injury during Liverpool's 2-1 Premier League defeat to Chelsea in their last outing. Moises Caicedo scored early, and Estevao sealed the game for Chelsea in extra time. Cody Gakpo was the only scorer for the Reds, assisted by a quick pass from new striker Alexander Isak. Konate was substituted in the 56th minute after appearing to limp while grabbing his thigh. Manager Arne Slot described the issue as a potential quad concern, but added that the club believed it was caught early enough. Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk looked during a game. The defender missed training the following Tuesday and was said to still be feeling his quad a little bit, prompting further evaluation before he joined up with France. He went on to feature in 2 of France's 3 qualifying matches before being ruled out, starting against Ukraine and Iceland earlier in the campaign. Konate has started every game for Liverpool this season across all competitions. He anchors the right side of the Reds' defense and forms a consistent pairing with Virgil van Dijk. His absence creates a notable gap as Liverpool gears up for the upcoming domestic fixtures after the international break. The Reds are set to play Manchester United on Sunday in the Premier League. They also have upcoming Champions League matches against Eintracht Frankfurt and Real Madrid and a 4th-round EFL Cup game against Crystal Palace. Arne Slot's agent working on new Liverpool contract. Arne Slot is expected to sign a new Liverpool contract in the near future, with the Dutchman's agent in the process of working on an extension to his current deal. Slot may be enduring the worst run of results of his entire coaching career at present, but his position in charge of Liverpool is certainly not in question. Having delivered the Premier League title in his first season, the 47-year-old side are currently second in the table after a summer of unprecedented change. Liverpool are clearly prepared to back Slot, and that will include a new long-term contract. The Mail's Lewis Steele reports that an extension to his initial 3-year deal is in the works, with a club in contact with Slot's agent Rafaela Pimenta. Slot signed until 2028 upon his appointment last summer with Dutch publication De Telegraaf reporting that was worth a basic wage of €8 million per year. Given his success so far, that could increase by a significant amount, with the former Feyenoord coach now widely considered one of the best in his field worldwide. Having resolved the contract situations of Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah at the end of last season and overseen their biggest single window spend in history, it would be no surprise if Liverpool's focus now shifted to Slot. Talks are also ongoing with the representatives of Ibrahima Konate, while a decision will be made over Andy Robertson, with their terms expiring in 2026. But with the squad in an otherwise stable position, tying down only their second-ever Premier League winning coach will be a priority. What Slot has said on staying at Liverpool. For his part, Slot has given no indication that he would not wish to extend his stay at Anfield. And in fact, speaking in May, he said, "If there is ever a club where you can work for multiple years, it will probably be Liverpool. It is definitely true that I am working at a club where managers work for a long time," he told the Liverpool Echo. "It is a different time, but if there is ever a club where you can work for multiple years, it will probably be Liverpool. I could see myself staying a long time, but it is kind of arrogant to say it if you have only been here a year that you will be here for 9 years. I don't think it will be enough if after 5 years I say, 'Do remember that in my first year I won the league title.'